How can I tell when a spiritual teacher is gaslighting me? Hey y'all, it's Stregoneria John Michael Salvato, and first off, I want to thank our friend Deanna for this terrific question. So often we find ourselves confronted with a problem that seems to be growing in the spiritual space, particularly on social media, and that is the problem of gaslighting. So I want to go ahead and dive in and just share with you 4 things that I think are really helpful in figuring out when somebody's gaslighting you. And the 4th one might surprise you, but it'll definitely push their buttons. Number 1, challenge misinformation on their videos and see if they ignore it. If you know that the information they're presenting is inaccurate, then push back, let them know that that's inaccurate, and ask them why they're saying that. If they ignore it, they might be gaslighting you. Number 2, provide more accurate information on your channel or social media posts, or share other more qualified teachers' responses to things like that. And if they ignore it, again, they're likely gaslighting you. Number 3, passive-aggressive pushback without proper citations of sources. Watch some of their social media posts after you challenge their information. And if you see some passive aggression without specificity, they might be gaslighting you. And number 4, here's the big one. Ask them why they've never had somebody who's qualified to be on their podcast. For example, if they're talking about Italian folk magic or Afro-Sicilian folk magic, then ask why they haven't had me on their podcast. If they're talking about Catholic conjure, ask why they haven't someone like Michael Therese McQueen on their podcast. If they're talking about something like psychic power, ask why they haven't had Matt Oren on their podcast. These are just a couple of the things you could do to eliminate that nonsense once and for all.